when you're doing this thing called breastfeeding, always ensure that you have to be hygienic. Hygienic ni kumaanisha usafi. What does that mean? For example, ulikuwa na breastfeed mtoto, ukamaliza, ukaenda shamba. Now you're back to the house. Or you went with the baby to the garden, ulikuwa umemweka hapo next to you, and you've decided you're picking up the baby and breastfeeding. Your hands are dirty. And most of the time, for you to breastfeed your baby, a proper breastfeeding posture, you find you have to hold the breast and inua so that you can put baby's mouth, so that you can bring baby's head near you, and then their mouth goes inside the nipple, which means you've touched your breast and your baby is going on the breast and your hands are dirty. So before you breastfeed your baby, please make sure you wash your hands with soap and water. After visiting the toilet, we always sing this song before handling your baby's items. And what does baby's items mean? They are the feeding bottles, the milk storage bags, you're pumping the breast milk, the breast pump. So there's a whole, you have to ensure every single time you wash. You've gone to the toilet, you've come back, wash. You've changed your baby's nappy. Whether they've susued or they've pooped, please wash your hands with soap and water, because it's very easy for these babies to get infections of especially diarrhea and vomiting. It's very, very easy. I hope I don't sound like your principal, your teacher, or your lecturer when teaching you how to wash your hands, but it's actually a fun way on how to do it and to remember for both you and your kids. The song Happy Birthday usually lasts about 1 minute, which is the recommended amount of time you should take to wash your hands. So between 45 to 60 seconds, which is roughly 1 minute. So what do? You open the tap, you wet your hands, and then, so after wetting your hands, you put soap. You can push once or twice, and soaps are different. And then you start scrubbing. So they usually say there's a 6-step approach to washing your hands. There's the palm to palm, and then we move to in between the fingers. The thing is, don't be so perfect to the point that you're looking at that 6-step procedure on how to wash your hands. We just need to make sure that every part of the hands is washed. So that palm to palm, interlocking fingers, opposite side. If you sing the happy birthday song, it actually lasts about 1 minute. So meaning you're like, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Jackie, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Jackie, happy birthday to you. By the time you're done washing your wrists, then you open the tap, you rinse out the hands. This is a fun way for your kids to also learn how to wash the hands, because it also doesn't feel boring. It's like you're forcing them to wash their hands and they don't feel like it. So you make sure you rinse your hands out properly and then you close your tap. Sometimes we have taps that have one, this is a push. We have one that opens and we have those ones that you press. So this one and the one that you press is easier for you to use your arm. But the one for closing becomes a bit of a problem. So what I personally do, if it's the one for closing, assume this is the water. So since the hand that was soiled or dirty is not the hand that I used to open the tap. So assuming this is the hand that was soiled, so I use the opposite hand to open the tap, such that I dirtify the handle of the tap. And then once I'm rinsing my hands, I also rinse the tap just to reduce the dirt on the tap. This is just a personal trick that I use. And then close the tap. Mind you, sio lazima you have a sink. It could be you have the baso. It doesn't also have to be liquid soap. It could be a baso and you have a basin of water. But it needs to be flowing water. That's the difference. Like this thing of us putting water in a basin and then we are reusing the same water to wash hands. It needs to be flowing kind of water. After you're done, this tabia of taking your hands and then wiping them all over your clothes. And that is how you're drying your hands. You move them from clean to dirty when you're washing, when you're trying to dry them. So what should you do? You rinse, you close, dry. You can use paper towels and dry your hands on it. You can use a hand towel. When you're going, when you're going green and eco-friendly, it's recommended to use the hand towel because of just reducing tissues and all that. But on the flip side, like you're in a public environment or in a hospital, it's very difficult to say that you're going to use hand towel. So you can find a hand towel, paper towel. Sometimes you find those machines for doing. You can use that as well. But most of the times we do not recommend using that machine because of microorganisms transitioning from their machine to your hands. So paper towels and hand towels. When you're from the farm or you're from changing your baby's diaper or a nappy, depending on whatever you're using, you're from handling the dustbin, you've just gone, thrown it out and come back. So do you wash your hands or do you use hand sanitizer? Or you've gone to the toilet and you've gone for number 2 and you've decided you're walking out and going back to your office because you had sanitizer or because you had wet wipes. So you decide you're picking one wet wipe, and because you're saying it's watery and it has all the seeds inside it, so you take the wet wipe and say, because you wiped yourself with it and thrown it, or you've decided to put sanitizer and rub it between your hands, that your hands are clean. So your hands are not clean. As long as we usually say soiled hands need to be cleaned with soap and water. Visibly soiled hands need to be cleaned with soap and water. Visibly soiled hands ni kumaanisha nini? Uko na vumbi, uko na matope, uko na makaa, uko na unga ile ulikuwa posho meal, unga ikakupata kwa mikono. You went to the toilet, you did your business, you handled tissue. Your hands are visibly soiled. I know you might ask, lakini sioni mkojo kwa hiyo mkono. Hapana, your hands are visibly soiled. So you need to wash your hands with soap and water. Use of hand sanitizer. For example, you walked into a health facility and maybe you touched the doorknob and when you look at your hands, they don't seem dirty. That you can use sanitizer. When we are also doing procedures, especially in between, you're moving from, maybe you finished, you had gloves on from one position to the next, use of hand sanitizer actually works. But most of the times we honestly recommend use of soap and water because hand sanitizer will not 100% be effective in cleaning out your hands. And now people say, but I want to add glycerin so that it can moisturize my hands because these are the things you guys are using are very harsh, doing any. It also reduces the effectiveness of your hand sanitizer because there's a percentage of alcohol that is meant to be inside your sanitizer so that it can be able to be effective. Long and short of his story, let us wash our hands with soap and running water, especially if you see that your hands are visibly soiled. And if you know you have a toddler, because of course the toddler will come kiss, play with baby. Especially when they are small, try educate them that they should stop kissing baby, especially around the mouth. Because what they do, most of our toddlers get infections maybe from school or they went play outside, they forgot they didn't wash their hands and all that stuff. They come, kiss baby, touch baby, and then they easily give them an infection, which translates to mostly digestive systems with diarrhea or vomit. And other than your toddlers, your relatives visiting. So you've gotten a baby, people are excited and they're coming to visit you, unakuletea diapers, wipes, and all the things that you need as a mom. And then all of them are here, kissy baby, they're holding baby, they want, no. If you can be able to just reduce the number of visitors who are coming to your home for at least 3 months, or extend to 6 months. I know you need the support system, but the problem is how outsiders are handling baby. Because when you give birth, ukiwa hosi, kuna sanitizer hadi kwa mlango. So every time they walk in, they are told, wash your hands, sanitize your hands. Before you even walk in to just see the baby. Or now holding the baby. So we avoid that being frequently seen by somebody who came from Bungoma, another one came from Lamu, and they're all your relatives. Mmoja alikuja na I don't know what cold and flu, and the other one came from wherever with another illness. And then they're all coming to touch your newborn whose immune system is still being formed through your breast milk and how you're taking care of them. So even for the relatives, wacheni tu kuguzaguza tu watoto wa wenyewe. As for a mom, I know you may come out as crude or looking like you're this overprotective mom, but for the sake of your baby, request your family members not to chum 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 your baby. The other thing is perfumes. Perfumes and babies. So request also your family members to stop using very strong scented soaps and perfumes. Because as we said, your baby's immune system ndio tu imeanza kazi. And saa hiyo kuna mtu amepitia hapo. Amejitwanga, mnaita Sauvignon Blanc, ananukia vizuri. And it all goes to the baby. So strong scents, perfumes, soaps, flowers, they can easily give your babies colds and flus, blockages, mapua, amongst other things. So for the sake of our babies, let's ensure we have a lot of hygiene.